What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So it's time for me to react to your Raw hot takes. And if you want to be a part of the next video, just subscribe to the channel. Pay attention to the community tab. I will post after Raw and after SmackDown what is your hot takes, and I'll create a hot takes video for that. Now, without further ado, let's react to those takes. Big E returning to Raw as a part of New Day angle is inevitable. Yes, it is, and I can't wait for it to happen. Now, they don't need to have it happen right now. They don't. They just need to take their time, as I'll call Triple H the slow cooker booker. Just let the vegetables and everything stew and let the story gain layers after layers. They have a ton of time to play this out, and the New Day 10-year anniversary is in November, so if it happens somewhere around that will be great. And for Xavier Woods, they need to make him as heelish as possible. Even when Big E gets involved, I wouldn't like it for Big E because I love Big E, but if they want to add more heel heat to Xavier Woods, they should have it where he attacks Big E and in kayfabe re-injures Big E's neck, and that will be so good for him. And one thing I can't wait to see is a feud between Xavier Woods and Jey Uso. That's gonna be fire because they both have so much in common. They're both a part of two of the greatest tag teams in WWE history, whether you like them or not. You look at the hardware, you look at the accolades, you would have to agree that that is the case. But both of them have lost their brother in one way or another. Jay lost them because of moral values. Xavier Woods lost them because of injuries. So you see the trajectory of how both men ended up in two separate situations. One went from heel to face, one from face to heel, and both has waited a long time. And you know, obviously Jey Uso have already done it, won a singles title. Xavier Woods still have not won a singles title yet. So there's so much story that can be built out of that. And honestly, I gotta agree with my guy Punch. He was a part of Chris Wrestling Views his live stream yesterday, and he said Xavier Woods should win the title off of Jey Uso. I would have to agree with that. I know some people think Dominic Mysterio will, but Xavier Woods, bro, it's time for him to get his singles title, man. He's been waiting. He's been the only one out of the New Day who hasn't had not just a world title, but a singles title, period. And it's time, bro. It's time. Anyways, next question. The Bronson and Braun story just isn't it for me. The only thing I'm excited to see is how they're going to break the ring, but him doing this doesn't really change my opinion on him. Thank you for the hot take. I appreciate that, and I get where you're coming from, because if you're not into these type of feuds, like where it's destructive and it's two big men fighting all the time, you're not gonna like this feud. That's just what it is. But the purpose of this feud is not necessarily for the story. It's for literally what you said. It's for them to break the ring or just break things, right? You go into a movie theater, you watch a action movie, even like in the 80s or even now, a lot of the time the story isn't going to be the best part, even the focal point of the entire movie. You go in there to watch some destruction. You there to watch some carnage. It's like watching Godzilla versus King Kong. You're not trying to figure out the character development of each monster, and that would make the movie better, and movie critics would care about that stuff. But for the most part, people are there just to watch them beat the brakes off each other, and most importantly, to see the carnage and the rubble they leave behind them, seeing them snap buildings in half, slap helicopters out of the sky, seeing somebody buy their girlfriend a brand new car and then Godzilla accidentally smashes it and the guy still has to make the payments on the car. Like, you want to see stuff like that, and I think that's what we're getting from this feud. Now, the bigger thing here is that Bronson Reed is getting so much from this feud, and so is Braun Strowman. I don't think Braun Strowman has done too much important stuff as of lately, as opposed to this feud here. And when's the last time we've gotten like two big men just trying to destroy each other that felt like a big feud? That just hasn't happened in recent memory. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this works. I'm a big fan of hardcore matches. I'm a big fan of no DQ, anywhere falls, ambulance matches, all those type of matches. So this right here is right up my alley. So I love what's going on here. But as far as the story part, I don't really think about it. If you want to think about that part, that's perfectly fine. You can do what you want. But for me, if you focus on the story part, you're not going to really enjoy what's going on here. But again, thank you for your hot take. Braun should have lost the title on a PLE and not on a TV match. Dang. That's crazy. Like, okay, before I get to my response, this is kind of messed up because I just thought about this as I'm reading this. So what you're telling me, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're not mad that Braun Breaker lost his title and had a short title reign. you are mad that he didn't lose in front of a lot more people. That sounds like some hating stuff, right? I'm joking. But you know what? I get where you're coming from, because most of us wrestling fans are married to the idea that a big moment should happen on a PLE. Jey Uso winning his first ever singles title should happen on a PLE. A big moment for it, and especially since Bad Blood is literally right around the corner, it probably should have happened there. But for me, I'm kind of 50-50 on this entire thing. I'm happy for Jay. I feel like it's kind of messed up for Braun Breaker, but that's a conversation we'll talk about in the next question. But I think the reason why they did this is for a couple of things. For one, a lot of people in the IWC, which I don't know what they do nowadays because I deleted my Twitter, a lot of them have been complaining that even in the Triple H era that a lot of this stuff is way too predictable. We already know what's about to happen. We've seen this a mile away. Everybody is Miss Cleo, Tony Romo, and Raven Simone all mixed in one. Somehow, some way, no matter what happens, everybody knows every single thing that happens. Except for, you know, my guy Byron from from the Flex Zone podcast. He's pretty good at predicting this stuff. But the rest of y'all, y'all gotta relax, okay? Because no one knew that this was gonna happen. There's no way, unless you're a super fan of Jey Uso and think he's gonna win everything, or you just gambled on an idea that it would happen, or you're lying. There's no way that a lot of you guys knew that this was gonna happen. And I think it was a pleasant surprise to see a title change on regular TV, because we're conditioned to believe that whenever there's a singles title match, there's no way it's gonna change on TV. So it's refreshing, because now when we see a singles title match, in the back of our head, there's like a small percent chance that it actually can change hands. And for the people who were there in attendance, I'm sure they are very happy that they attended that show. The other thing I could think about as well is the fact that Bad Blood is actually in Georgia, and guess who home state is in Georgia? Braun Breaker. So given that being the case, if Braun Breaker were to lose his title at Bad Blood in Georgia, in his home state, you don't know how the crowd will react to the fact of Jey Uso winning that title there. Not saying that the fans will turn on him. Jey Uso is super over, and he deserves that title, but at the same time, you don't kind of want to risk that, so why not have him lose the title on TV? And then if they do have a rematch at Bad Blood, then Jey Uso is already the title holder, and if Jey Uso defends it there, that's less abrasive for the fans, and then Braun Breaker can give him the handshake. And the other thing I thought about is that maybe they don't have a match scheduled for Bad Blood, and they just had it here instead. Maybe that could be the case, because these PLEs are only 5 matches, so maybe it won't be able to fit in that PLE, and so it would make more sense for this to happen in this way. But again, I'm 50-50 on the whole situation. If it would have happened on a PLE, that would have been great, but the fact that it happened at all is pretty cool for Jey Uso, and that's all I have to say about that. Punk versus Drew will be a major letdown. Dang, with all the strong lead up, it will flop worse than Top Dollar. I'm not laughing at that. I'm not. Top Dollar is a different story. The new wave is AJ Francis. Salute to AJ if you see this channel, bro. I got you, bro. I'm defending you, okay? But anyway, as far as this feud goes, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I don't think it's gonna be a major letdown, but I do feel like this feud has lost some steam. I will say that, because when we watch this feud from the inception up until now, it feels like it's been slowly escalating, or escalating even more and getting more personal and adding more fuel to the fire between each match that they have. But at this point, even though it still feels personal, it doesn't feel like nothing here. It feels like, oh my God, they're going to kill each other in the ring. It's nothing that really feels that way, at least to me. We know at some point Seth Rollins is going to get involved or whatever to kind of add more to it. But as it is now, it just doesn't feel like anything crazy is happening leading into Hell in a Cell to think that these guys might actually murder each other in the ring. Now, my idea that I've been saying for a while, even before SummerSlam, is that they should have had it where Drew McIntyre invaded CM Punk's house, just like Triple H did for Randy Orton back in the day. And then it'll be cool to see AJ Lee and Drew McIntyre could possibly actually steal the dog. And that would add more fuel to the fire and actually seem like CM Punk is really going to murder this guy in the ring. But and then at SummerSlam, we saw Drew McIntyre say at the end, I know where you live, right? That was SummerSlam, right? I think that was SummerSlam. Yeah, he said, I know where you live. So with that being the case, they should have taken advantage of that and added that to the storyline. But as it is now, they still got time. They got about a week left. So maybe they'll do something between now and Bad Blood to kind of make it seem more personal. But as it is, I don't think the match is going to be bad. I think it's going to be a good match, but I don't think it's going to be, and I could be completely wrong, and I'm hoping I'm wrong. I don't think it's going to be the best match in their feud, but I'm hoping I am wrong. But again, thank you for your hot take. Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman need to be a tag team after that brawl. They will be a dominant force. Yeah, they that wouldn't even be fair, bro. I don't even know who will be stopping them. It would be like akin to like the Brothers of Destruction, or like it just would be crazy. I think on the good side, what could happen here is maybe they can get like a crazy like big monster match between them and AOP, which you know AOP will get squashed in that situation, but it gives them something to do, you know. And although they're called the Final Testament, they should be called the Final Contract, because bro, I don't know what they're doing lately. I'm just playing. Karen Cross, Scarlett, the rest of y'all, I respect you. I'm just playing. Salute to you guys. But at the end of the day, that would be a crazy tag team right there. But can you imagine? Hear me out. Hear me out for a second, okay? Don't unsubscribe after this. This is about to be real stupid. Think about this. Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker, the Braun Boys, okay? And then LeBron James could be their manager, Bronny James could be the co-manager, and then they can get a sponsorship from Bronny Paper Towels. Let me know if you like that. Don't unsubscribe, it's pretty stupid, but hey, just think about it. It's a good idea. With Dom being locked in a shark cage above the ring at Bad Blood during Rhea versus Liv, perfect opportunity for Raquel to return and help Liv retain her title. Yes, this is a good idea. I like this. This is perfect, because I like Raquel Rodriguez, but here's the thing: the way they've been booking her in the main roster has been terrible, bro. You know, I don't want to see her be tall and walk in and flex and smile. I get it; she has a nice smile, but I need her to be a dominant heel, a dominant force. And a feud between her and Rhea Ripley and getting mixed in the story with Liv Morgan would do so much for Raquel Rodriguez. See, this is how you build up the women's upper card and the mid card, by making opportunities like Alex just talked about. This is the way to do it. Instead of having the same 4 to 6 women wrestle each other all the time for the title, let people gain and benefit from these feuds that happen, even if they're just added into the feud as a third party or something like that. Not like what they're doing with Naomi, but just some new stuff, okay? But yeah, this is a really good idea. I can't wait. And Dominic Mysterio being in the shark cage at Bad Blood is going to be hilarious, bro. I can't wait to be crying laughing when I see that. Uso is mad and only got the title because Rikishi was making a fuss. Wow, that's crazy. To be honest with you, I gotta fully disagree with this, because I don't think Rikishi has as much pull as people believe he does. I don't have anything to support that. I just personally don't believe this. And if you've been watching Jey Uso over time, and even I've said this in my videos, because people have been saying that Jey Uso should go over. Gunther is a mid-carder. He's doing nothing for the belt. What? This is wow. Okay, I'm assuming you're talking about the fact that he hasn't defended the title as much, and if you feel that way, then that's how you feel. I would have to fully disagree with you. Now, first and foremost, there's no way he's a mid-carder, because even when he had the mid-card title, the Intercontinental Championship, we all knew and felt that he deserved to have the World Heavyweight Championship. Even when he was the champion, we all knew that he was bigger than that division, and I even felt that way when he was Big Gunther in NXT UK. But even now, when he's Thin Gunther, I really believe that he is where he belongs. Now, as far as him defending the title, maybe he could defend it a lot more, but I don't think not defending it as much will automatically make you as a mid-carder, because if that's the case, then Roman Reigns should have been a mid-carder for the couple years that he had the title. Or we could say that Liv Morgan should just be in a mid-card, or so many other people who've had the title and hasn't defended it as much should be in the mid-card. So I don't know why that's the criteria for you to call someone mid-card, but hey, you know what? To each their own. Thank you for your hot take. We need Ivar back on TV. Would not mind seeing him versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Yes, this match will be fantastic. Now, the last thing I've heard about him is that he's getting spinal surgery, or he's had spinal surgery, which is pretty serious and has an extensive recovery time. So hopefully he has a successful, or had a successful surgery and speedy recovery. But in essence, that match will be really, really good. Ivar can go in the ring. I mean, people have known that since NXT Black and Gold. This guy is pretty good, but when he comes back, I hope he gets a match like that. He deserves it. He is so good. But again, thank you for your hot take. So that pretty much wraps up the hot takes. If you want to be a part of the next hot takes video, hit the subscribe button, pay attention to the community tab, and watch out for when I say, if you got any hot takes, let me hear them. I can't wait to see you guys in the comment section. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Salute, peace, have a good day.